All right, guys, this is MobileGamerNerd, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends free-to-play mystery shard only run video. Today is going to be the High Elves Faction Crypt. Yes, so this is part 2 of our little series where we will go over all of the factions in their entirety. So let's look at High Elves. Let's get into it quickly. Remember, this is going to be a quick overview. I'm not going to dig too deep into many heroes. I'm only the ones that I really don't know. We'll look at their skills a little bit more. But the ones that I do know, we'll kind of glaze over and I'll at least let you know if they're worth building. So let's check them out and see what we got. So our first hero, who honestly is kind of badass looking. I would love him. He actually looks like Kale's father if he was really angry and purple. Yeah, I mean, that's really what he looks like. But here we go. He can change into this cool, like, winged demon looking guy who's all purpley and angry. Yeah, let's see what he does. All right, so let's go back to the regular. So he attacks all enemies on his A1. Immediately, that's good. He fills turn meter of all allies by 10%. Also amazing. Also fills turn meter of each ally by an extra 5% if they have any active buffs placed on them by this champion. So yeah, even better. Removes all debuffs from all allies and heals them. And he also fills turn meters. Yeah, this guy's just doing tons of stuff. He's also placing block debuffs on them for 2 turns. So yeah, he's filling turn meters and doing crazy stuff. Revives all. Wow, this is insane. Revives all dead allies with 50% HP and 50% turn meter. Also places perfect veil on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. That is ridiculous. That's his transformation. And then he's got a passive. This champion receives 5% less damage for each 100 resist on this champion, and it stacks up to 25%. Prevents this champion's death and keeps them alive on 1 HP when hit by a fatal hit, then equalizes their HP. The HP level of this champion will be brought up to the average HP level of this is almost borderline ridiculous. Holy crap. Increases resist in all out battles by 80%. Yeah, this guy's insane. Like, I don't even know his second set, and he's already insane. Like, if you get him, yeah, build him. That's all I gotta say. That's what I would say about Star Sage. This guy's ridiculous. All right, let's look. Attacks all enemies, decreases turn meters of all enemies. All right, so now he's going to be decreasing and doing more if they're under debuff, so that's good. Attacks all enemies again before attacking. Removes all buffs from all enemies, and then places blocked active skills debuff for 2 turns. This attack will not trigger counterattacks. Oh, Jesus. Places a 50% increase accuracy buff and then places the debuff on all enemies. That's also crazy. Transform, and then he has a passive where he increases the champion's accuracy equal to 75% of the resist. So basically now he's landing things. So now he needs to add accuracy instead of resist. So if an enemy's accuracy is higher than this champion's resist, has a 50% chance of transferring any debuff basically back to the enemy. Yeah, this guy is a nightmare. Like, I would never want to fight this dude in the arena. He basically just stays at 1 HP, which honestly, wait, was there a cooldown on that? Yeah, it's 3 turns. That's yeah. It doesn't say it can only be used once. So yeah, this guy would be a nightmare in the arena. I can't believe this guy's actually in the game. Like, that's how good he is. So yeah, I mean, I would build him immediately. I would put all my books into him. Like, out of all of these mythical heroes I've seen, this is literally the only one that I would be like immediately book. Like, that's how good he seems on paper. I haven't seen any videos on him, but yeah, really good hero. All right, so we've got an old school one, Eleanor, whatever you want to say. HP burn on A1, that's always good. Attacks all enemies, places poison debuff, that's also good. And a second one, also deals damage from all poison debuffs on all enemies instantly. Also awesome. So yeah, would I build her? She's a clan boss champ right here. Crit rate, don't care about, but yeah, she's a clan boss monster. I would bring her into clan boss immediately. Even now, honestly, with my teams, I would probably consider bringing her in because she can explode poison. So yeah, definitely cool. Pixino, I think everyone hates her, right? Attacks 1 enemy, places perfect veil buff for 1 ally. Okay, whatever. Places a 60% increased defense buff and a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies, and then attacks all enemies under freeze debuffs. Okay, so they have to be frozen first. Places a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns on enemies under freeze. So once again, they have to be under freeze. Attacks all enemies, has an 80% chance of placing freeze. So there you go. Use that first, then your other skill. And she's immune to freeze, and she fills the champion's turn meter every time an ally receives. So basically, she's another what you call it? Dark Elhain. That's all she is. She's just an advanced version of that. Let's look at her. Yeah, she's got terrible. I guess her multipliers are bad because she doesn't seem terrible on paper. But once again, she's only good against freeze or with freeze. So if somebody's resist is high, that's not even helping you. And if yeah, that's it. If there's no freeze, then she's kind of useless. So that's probably why no one likes her. What was her? She's probably got good. Yeah, she's got good reviews. That's what I figured. All right, so at least I know if I'm kind of in the same boat as people. Alexander, everyone had him when he came out. He's got trash reviews. He's got drop defense. He's not horrible. He's just not as good as other guys. He has a chance of placing freeze. He attacks all enemies and has decreased defense. So there you go. You have an AoE decreased defense, which honestly you could just get from War Maiden, which is funny. Attacks one enemy and removes all buffs from the target. Removes all buffs on the target before attacking when targeting an enemy from Orc and Ogre in faction. That's a stupid skill. Just get rid of the limitation. But yeah, there you go. That's what you can look like if you want to be an elf. If you want to be a high elf. Yeah, he's not bad. He's just not good. So there you go. I wouldn't waste my time with him. Stragos. So what does he do? He attacks one enemy 2 times and has a provoke. When counterattacking, the chance increases to 50%, so that's good. Attacks all enemies before attacking, has a 75% chance of decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by 1 turn. I mean, 1 turn's kind of whatever. Has 75% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed buff for 2 turns, so that's not bad. I'm not mad about that. He's got ally protect and increased defense on all allies, which is himself as well. And he also places a counterattack buff on the chain. He seems more of a nuisance hero, like a nuisance tank for Hydra or something. I probably wouldn't build him immediately. But yes, yeah, Hydra immediately. Look at that, 4.8. I knew it. So yeah, he's a nuisance. That's all he is. If you're having trouble in Hydra, you don't have a provoker. There you go, you got one. Finna, she's new, and I love her design. By the way, probably my favorite hero in the game right now as far as design, because she is just cool as hell. All right, attacks one enemy has a 50% chance of increasing cooldown of a random skill. When counterattacking with the skill, team up with a random ally. That's always good. Places a block debuffs buff, a block damage buff, and a counterattack buff on a target ally for 2 turns. That's crazy. If the target of this skill is not a champion, not this champion, resets the cooldown of all target skills. That's actually awesome. Places a 50% increased attack. So this is based on faction. She gives different people different stuff, right? Now this is her actual faction thing. So granted extra turn, places before placing buffs, removes all debuffs, and then buffs placed by this skill cannot be removed. So that's cool. So increased attack, crit rate, and crit damage on all allies. So that's not bad. All right, and then she has this cool trait: increases ally speed in all battles by 20%, and increase crit rate. So that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I love her. I think she'll be good. I think she's a good hero. I would probably build her immediately, only based on the fact that I just love her design. But yeah, she actually has some pretty interesting skills, and she's really good for the faction if you need that kind of faction booster. If you're having trouble in faction wars, which I can't imagine you would, because there's a lot of really good high elves. Shiramani. All right, so she attacks 3 times at random, and she has a chance of doing freeze. She heals an ally by 50% and all other allies by 20% of their max HP, which I wish it was hers. Otherwise, yeah, whatever. I think, yeah, she's support. None of her stuff is based on, yeah, all of her attacks are based on attack. And attacks all enemies, has an 80% chance of placing a freeze debuff. She's annoying to fight. I know that. I don't think she's like incredibly amazing, but I think she's good. I definitely would build her. Yeah, she's got reasonable stuff. She's got some spots she's not good in. That's it. Makes sense. Yeah, she's good. She's not bad, and I think she could be a real annoyance in certain fights. But I don't think she's really that amazing that I would be like, oh my god, I need her over someone else right now. All right, this guy, Lanthril. This guy looks like Farquaad. Attacks one enemy, destroy the target's HP by 30% of the damage inflicted, and places a shield buff, so that's not bad. Attacks all enemies, places shield buff on all allies for 3 turns. I'm immediately reading Scarab King on this guy. If there is any dead allies, places a shield buff on all allies for 3 turns, equal to 30% of this champion's max HP. I like that, and his damage is all based on HP, which is good. And then he's got a 30% increased crit damage buff for 2 turns, then teams up with all allies to attack a single enemy. That's nice. And then inflicts 20% more damage against targets under. Yeah, this guy is 100% Scarab King. So if you need help in Scarab King, this is your guy. He could honestly be your Jizzo. I use Jizzo for this. So yeah, he's probably the advanced version of that. That's all I would say about him. Would I build him versus if I'm not having trouble in Scarab? No, probably not. He's not bad in other content. But I just think Scarabs is his thing. So faction wars, yeah. Look at this. See Hydra. Yeah, there's like, yeah. I didn't think so. I did not think so. Exactly. All right, keep going. Let's see. All right, Basilisk, Ruinous. Attacks one enemy, has a chance of stealing a random buff and placing block buffs. Okay. Attacks one enemy 3 times, will ignore increased defense buffs, shield buffs, and block damage buffs, as well as 50% of the target's defense. That's not bad. Attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Each decreases each target's turn. Yeah, this guy's Arena. He has Arena written all over him. Yep, Magic Keep and Arena. That's all I would use him for. So there you go. Perfect hero for Arena if you need it. He's a nice little nuker. Deliana, we don't need to go over her. She's in my other video. She's good. I wouldn't build her. I haven't built her, but she's definitely good for some stuff. She's probably good in Spider, some PvE stuff. Yeah, she's probably good for faction wars, I would assume, but I don't really see her as being amazing. And now that I have hard counters for her in the arena, she's actually a joke, and I don't really have to worry about her. So yeah, it's funny because none of her skills matter if she can't act. So just freeze her. All right, let's look. Lysandra, she's one of the best support heroes in the game from what I've seen. Attacks one enemy, transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target. Attacks one enemy, fully depletes the target's turn meter. That's good. And places increased speed buff and fills turn meter of all allies by 30%, decrease the turn meter of all enemies. And she has speed in all battles. So that's good. I would build her simply for her speed. She's basically a speed battery, and she can transfer all debuffs from this champion to somebody else. So basically, if they put a bunch of stuff on her, just throw it right back on them and then speed up your team. So there you go. She's awesome. I would build her immediately, probably. She's great in everything. Yeah, see, great in everything. Perfect. Literally everything. She's one of those all-rounders. She's like a apothecary. She's just good at everything. You can bring her in. Great support hero. Royal Huntsman. I think everyone kind of craps on him, but I think he was actually not bad. Places 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns if this attack is critical. So that's good. Attacks all enemies and places decreased defense 60%. So that's good if it's critical. Attacks one enemy, will ignore 100% of defense. Yeah, definitely good. Highly arena based, I would say, and also maybe even dungeons. Something like that, probably really good for that kind of stuff because he's ignoring defense. Yeah, he's got, dragon. Makes sense. Dragon makes sense for him. All right, so let's get out of here. He's good. Yannicka, I can't say enough good things about her. She's not amazing at anything except really arena. I don't even really like her in content too much. I don't really use her for anything other than the leech, and even that's not worth it because I have heroes that do it and do better stuff. But she's great for arena. She's been on my arena team for literally over, I think, 6 months at least now. And she has never left it unless I have to do something specific for a mission. So she's awesome. She has an amazing single target damage. She's got great AoE. She can kill Death Knight. So you can use her to attack Death Knight, and then she will basically, where is it? This skill right here. She attacks one enemy, and then it does insane damage, and then gets her an extra turn. So then she can go into her AoE. So yeah, definitely build her. Definitely get her. She's free. Everyone will get her eventually. Just grind out those fragments from the clan shop, and you've got a winner. This guy looks cool. He never really gives me trouble in the arena, though. Attacks one enemy, has an 80% chance of placing a 50% decreased accuracy. Don't care. Block debuffs and 60% increased defense buff on all allies. That's okay. And then you've got all enemies attacked with a perfect veil buff on all allies except this champion. Also places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns, equal to 20% of the damage inflicted. So that's not bad. When attacked, reflects 30% of the damage this champion receives back to the attacker and then places a freeze. I mean, I don't see him as being bad. He's just not good. I mean, they give him good things. I've never had a problem with him. Like literally never. I've never been on a team and fought this guy and been like, "Oh god, I can't believe he's on the team." He's not that good to fight. It's like he's got reasonable skills, but nothing I wouldn't get from another hero, honestly, like that I've seen. And I use mostly rares. So the fact that he's not showing me much is, I mean, is he good for stuff? I'm sure, but yeah, I don't like him. Ithos. He's actually the first video I think I made on this channel. I made a short about him being purple, and it was really funny, but no one likes my shorts because they don't like my stupid humor. Attacks one enemy, has a 20% chance of granting an extra turn, destroys max HP, so there you go, he's good for Scarab. Attacks all enemies 3 times, that's cool. Places a weakened debuff for 2 turns, that's actually really good. Attacks all enemies, attack is always critical, even better. And increases crit rate in arena battles. Well, that's a weird passive to have on somebody who always crits on a skill. All right, well, hey, what is what it is. Hey, everyone else gets increased crit. But yeah, I would say Arena, I would say Scarab King, I would say those are good skills. He's got 2 AoEs, can't, Spider, all those things probably be really good for that. Actually, we didn't look. Let's see. What does it say? Yeah, arena, spider. Yeah, yeah. Not surprising. All the usual suspects. All right, Bellinor. I hate this guy's outfit. I'm just going to go out there and say it. Attacks one enemy, 30% crit rate on all allies, so that's not bad. Attacks all enemies, decrease defense and weaken. These debuffs cannot be resisted when Xavier is on the same team, so that's good. Xavier is his friend, and attacks one enemy. The attack will attack the enemy with the lowest HP with any surplus damage if its attack kills an enemy. So that's actually kind of cool. And then it activates this champion's overkill skill, which is which one? This one, the overkill. So it activates this one. Um, Also activates Xavier's Poison Rain, only available when Xavier's on the team. So that's actually cool. You can just activate random skills again. So yeah, there you go. You get a double chance of activating skills. You can use this skill twice in a row, basically, and kill things fast. So yeah, he's probably really good for like some stuff, but I can't imagine people really going crazy with him unless they really have Xavier, right? Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured he's going to be a mixed bag because he's not great, but he's not bad. All right, I wouldn't build him though. Arbiter, funny enough, I don't love her, and I wish I did. I'm gonna drink some tea. So she's really good, and I would highly recommend building her early game. She's great. I actually used her on my Hydra team, so she has places. But overall, like when it comes to like using heroes in certain dungeons, I don't really use her that much. She's mainly my arena lead, and that's kind of her thing. Um, I think the one thing that really bothers me is that her revive is on a turn meter increase, and that's really bothered me for a while. And I think that's what really turns me off to her. But at the same time, it is a revive. She's gotten me out of a lot of sticky situations. She's awesome for arena. She's great for Hydra. She's great for some of the stuff in Doom Tower. She's great for the city. You can use her everywhere. So would I build her immediately? Yes, I would build her right off the bat. She's really good. Is she a Syl? Probably not. You know, I would use Syl. I use Syl way more than I use Arbiter. And I don't. It's not even like saying she's bad. It's just she's just there's just something off about her, and that's what I kind of got from her right when I got her in the beginning. I was like, she's not as good as everyone says, but she's definitely good, and I would build her. Like she's definitely someone you should build quickly, and she did get us through faction wars. So definitely build her, definitely get her up there. You're gonna love her, you're gonna use her, but you're not gonna use her as much as you think. That's all. Yeah, she's got great reviews, but she's literally one of the least used heroes I have. She's just really good at the things I use her for. All right, Supreme Elhain. Yeah, let's see what she's good. I don't know. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Transfers random debuff. Okay. Attacks all enemies. Damage increased by 10% for each debuff on the target. Resets cooldown of crack shot skill if this attack kills an enemy. So once again, another attack has to kill them. I don't like that, but it is good for things if you're really strong. Attacks one enemy, will ignore ally protect, strengthen, and shield buffs. That's good. Grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. Also good that we got 2 chances to grant an extra turn. And is immune to decreased attack debuffs and increases 20% more damage against targets whose attack is lower than this champion's attack. So basically just give her a ton of attack, right? There you go. And she has attack in all battles. I mean, yeah, arena. That's all I would say she's good for. Yeah, arena is like the number one thing there. Faction wars, obviously. But yeah, she's an arena hero. I wouldn't probably build her that quickly. Royal Guard, old school guy. Places a decreased defense buff for 2 turns. That's not bad. Attacks all enemies. Damage increases according to enemy max HP. So that's not bad. Attacks 4 times at random. Each hit has a 60% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff. Yeah, I mean, he's good for Fire Knight probably. Like that's Fire Knight all over him. And probably Arena and a couple of other little things, if I had to guess. Spider's Den, let's see, Fire Knight 4.1. So the people don't even like him that much there, but he's great for, what is it, the turn meter manipulation? Oh, max HP, because you can use him. He's good. That probably hits really hard. And that's why people use him in Spider, because he can do a ton of damage with the max HP. So yeah, he is. I would probably build him if I got him. He's not bad. I would definitely use him. Tyrell, everyone seems to love him. I believe he's one of the free heroes you can get, right? Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% chance of placing a decreased attack by 50%, and its inflicted is proportional to defense. That's good. Attacks all enemies, has decreased defense, decreased attack. It will place a sleep debuff. I'm not really into like all that conditional crap. Attacks one enemy, decrease the target's turn meter by 50%. If the attack fully depletes the turn meter, it will stun them. So yeah, I mean, I guess. But honestly, I could see that being cool, but like it's one of those one-off kind of situations where it'll probably save your life one time, but at the same time, I use turn meter manipulation on heroes that are close to getting their turn, not people who are not getting their turn. So unless you have another hero that can do turn meter drop, you're probably going to be attacking heroes that this isn't going to stun. So, but that's just my experience. Yeah, someone who can deplete turn meter completely. Like I would take Visix over this because my A1 I can literally just keep doing turn meter drop. I don't need this stun. It doesn't matter. If fun story, if someone doesn't get a turn, it doesn't matter if they're stunned. But yeah, I think people love him. Yeah, they love him. I don't love him. I don't think he's that great. I wouldn't build him, but that's me. I also don't need any high elves right now. This guy looks kind of badass. I like him. Attacks one enemy, has an 80% chance of stealing 50% of the target's turn meter. A lot of turn meter going on here. Has 20% chance of placing stun debuff for one turn if the target turn meter is fully depleted once again. But it's on an A1. So at this point, that's better. I'll take it. Attacks all enemies, decreases the duration of all enemies, buffs by one turn. Also has a 60% chance of placing 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns, and fills this champion's turn meter by 10% for each buff that the duration has decreased. So that's not bad. It has a 75% chance of placing provoke debuff, and places counterattack and continuous heal. Is he based on defense? He's HP. All right, all skills are HP. I mean, he's not bad. I don't hate him. Yeah, he's got good reviews. I would build him over Tyrell. Let's put it that way. But yeah, he's okay. I'm not mad at him. I wouldn't build him immediately, but Ndala, I feel like she has really bad reviews, right? Yeah, they gave her garbage reviews. No one likes her. Provoke for one turn on the A1. Decrease attack. That's not bad. Counterattacks when enemies under decreased attack. Wow, what a kit! Literally, don't care. Thanasil. Let's see. This guy, I think he's one of those guys that's always in the battles that we hate. He has a sleep on his A1, so it's good for stopping someone quickly. Places a increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns and heals them by 20% of this champion's max HP, immediately making the skill way better than it should be. Attacks all enemies, decrease the duration of all enemy buffs by 1 turn. Yeah, I would build this guy. He's awesome. Is he the best hero in the world? No, but he's good. He's definitely got some good skills. Yeah, the reason his heal is good is because it's by him. It's his HP, which means you just give him a ton of HP, and it's going to heal everyone by a lot. So that's why he's good. Yeah, I would build him. Luthia, what does she do? I've never even seen her. Attacks. She's basically sniper. This is sniper's mother. Yeah, this is what I was talking about on my other video about how all the barbarians look the same. Yeah, well, here you go. Here's another one. Another model stolen. Attacks one enemy, 30% chance of placing poison for 2 turns. Sure. Attacks 3 times at random. I don't like the random. Each hit has a 25% chance to place a freeze, and then attacks all enemies has a 75% chance to play. Yeah, she's a mess. I don't like her. I don't like her at all. She's got great skills because she's got great reviews, but she's a mess. Like I don't like anything because it's all over the place. Yeah, she's got freeze. Yeah, she's got poison, and she's got decreased speed. I can get that from a ton of other heroes that do this way better. I don't like her at all. And this random thing, anytime there's a random attacker, it screws you up in certain fights. Like when you're not trying to hit somebody, like say there's a counterattack on somebody. Yeah, you don't want to hit that person. There's a random chance that you're going to hit them. So yeah, she can kiss my butt. I don't like her. All right, Ilcinia. Let's look at her. Attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of stealing 1 random buff from the target. That's not bad. Attacks all enemies before attacking, has a 50% chance of removing any block debuffs buff from all enemies, and also has a 50% chance of placing a block buffs debuff on all enemies. What? Removing block buff. Oh, so okay, she's removing it and placing it. Got it. I don't know why that read weird. Places a shield buff for all allies for 2 turns, equal to 20% of this champion's max HP. Thank you, hallelujah. It's always got to be this champion. Is her attack based on HP? Please say it is. It is. Thank you for building this hero correctly. Heals this champion by 30% of their max HP. Whenever a shield buff placed by the Shield of Aravia skill on the champion expires or is removed or broken. So that's good. So yeah, she just keeps healing. This she's awesome. I would get her. I would build her almost immediately. She's like a Valerie on crack. I like it. Yeah, they gave her good reviews, but whatever. Yeah, she's like Valerie on crack. I would 100% use her. Awesome hero. Ambassador Lethalin. We actually went over him. He's interesting, I guess. He's the taunter, I think, right? Yeah, he plays the taunt. He's a nuisance tank, and he's interesting. I think he has some skills that you could use to make him useful. I think he's only good. He's only going to be amazing at specific things. And I think that's really where he's going to be good, is just one random thing where you have to taunt everybody. But other than that, I wouldn't go crazy with him now that I'm seeing all the other high elves. Uh, Neldor, I don't like his model, but I think he's good. Attacks 3 times at random. He has a chance of placing freeze, so that's not terrible. Attacks one enemy 4 times, so this is already a Fire Knight hero. This is basically your Fire Knight hard because he has freeze. The first and second hit have a chance of decreased attack, decreased accuracy, always good. Attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff, so there you go. He decreases speed and he heals this champion by 30% of the damage dealt. He's got built-in life steal. He can heal himself. He's got freeze. He can do turn meter drop on the Fire Knight hard mode boss, not the regular one. Because he has freezes, and that's all you need. And then whenever an ally places a freeze debuff on this champion has a 30% chance to attack the target with their default skill, which what does it do? Freeze. Yeah, this guy is a Fire Knight hard monster. I guarantee it. Yep, look at that. Fire Knight, 4.9. Not surprising. So yeah, I would build him for hard mode. He's not necessary for the first one. He's not necessary for regular mode, but he's good. He's still going to be good at regular mode. But hard mode, I think, is where this guy probably shines. They probably built these heroes specifically for Fire Knight hard, just so you'd buy them and spend money on shards. So there you go. They're not going to fix the old heroes. I hate to break it to you. Here we go. Vergis. Everyone likes him. He's annoying. I would probably build him. He's like Scarab King, right? Yeah. He's Scarab King because he can constantly put up a shield, I think, right? You have reflect damage buff, continuous heal buff. This is where he's annoying. Places shield buff on his champion for equal to 10% of their max HP for 2 turns whenever this champion loses 10% or more of their max HP from a single hit. Places 15% continuous heal buff on this champion for 2 turns every time their HP drops below 50%. He is, for lack of a better term, he's a dick, all right? And he's easily countered if you just put block buffs on him, or just remove everything. But block buffs, he can't do anything anymore. So there's that. But if you don't have that, yeah, prepare yourself for a long fight because this guy's a jerk. Scarab King, put him in Destroy HP. You got a winner. He'll beat it every time. Win-win, winner, chicken dinner. Marksman, yeah, this guy's stinky. He has poison on his A1. He fills the turn meter of all allies by 20% and has a 25% chance of inflicting a critical hit on one attack. And then he attacks 4 times at random. I don't like it. Yeah, speed in arena battles. Who's going to use this guy? Give me a break. Yeah, Demon Lord. Yeah, I'm not going to use him in Demon Lord. Sorry. Jingle, but it's funny because I think everyone hates him. So he has decreased speed only if it's critical, so that's dumb. Attacks one enemy, has 90% chance of placing a freeze debuff on all enemies for 1 turn if this attack kills an enemy, which also stupid. Attacks all enemies, decreases the turn meter by 20% if this attack is critical, fills his champion's turn meter by 10%. Yeah, I hate this guy. I literally don't even like him. Yeah, I'm not surprised that he has some lower skills. He's terrible. Like, conditional, all right. For Polarium's sake, conditional heroes suck. All right, literally suck, and because there's no way to guarantee to recreate that situation. Some areas you might have a high resist enemy, your skill set becomes useless. All right, if you can't crit because you're in the wrong affinity, you can't use your skill set. You know what I mean? It's like there's too many variables, and I'm not going to waste my time building a hero that sucks. So yeah, I wouldn't build this guy. That's not true. I would waste my time building a hero that sucks. All right, but it has to be a hero that sucks for a good reason, and he sucks for a bad reason. Battle Sage. We got attack all enemies, great. So A1 with all attack. You can use her campaign farmer. Place 50% increased attack buff on all for 2 turns, then removes all debuffs. I like that. That's not bad. Ooh, this buff cannot be removed. I like that too. Places revive on death buff on target for 3 turns, and the ally will instantly revive if killed. Yeah, I would build her. What's this for? All battles. Yeah, perfect. All battle speed. Yeah. Sage, I'd build her immediately. She probably has really good reviews. Yep, really good reviews, except for some dumb things that she's not good at, I guess. All right, yeah, I would build her. She's great for faction wars. Exemplar. Something's weird here. Huh. Why is she so skinny? Doesn't she look ridiculously skinny? That's weird. Like, look, we'll go here. All right, see, look at that. Normal. She looks like she's 10. What is going on here? Who is this hero? Attacks 2 times. Places an extra hit if this attack is critical. Puts one of the target skills on cooldown if the first hit is critical and the target is under what? Yeah, I already hate her. Attacks 3 times random garbage. Attack. Yeah, we're not even gonna go through her. She sucks. We don't even like her. Once again, that same thing. Too conditional. All right, this chick looks cool. I like her stuff. Let's see what she's got. She's got a 40% chance of placing 25% decreased crit damage debuff. That's interesting. That doesn't happen often on an A1. Attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn if the target does not have any active buffs. Has 75% chance of placing a stun debuff for 2 turns if the target does not have any active buffs. So that's useless. Attacks all enemies. Has a 75% chance of decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by 2 turns. Increase the duration of all increased defense buffs on all allies by 1 turn. I mean, I don't hate it. Uh, that other skill was dumb. At the start of the turn, places an ally protection buff for 2 turns on the ally with the lowest max HP. Will not be placed on this champion and strengthen and increase defense. All right, so she's got some skills. I mean, this is a dumb skill, but everything else is reasonable. I don't hate her, but I wouldn't go crazy building her. She's definitely good. She's got some increased defense and some stuff. Yeah, but I just feel like she's not going to be as good as other heroes that can do stuff that will help your team better. Uh, this guy looks like Cobra Commander. Places a shield buff on this champion on an A1, really. Equal to 10% of the damage dealt for 2 turns. Also heals the champion by 10% of the damage dealt if there's HP is less than 50%. That's actually really cool for an A1. First hit, attacks all enemies 2 times. First hit, block active skills. And the second hit has a 75% chance of placing True Fear for 1 turn if the enemies are not under block active skills. So basically, you block active skills, and if not, you fear them. So there you go. Places a 30% increased crit damage buff on this champion for 3 turns, and a 50% increased accuracy buff on this champion. So that's actually useful that it does the crit damage and the accuracy. Accuracy by itself is useless. Ignores 10% of defense when attacking support, defense, and HP champions. Okay. So what, everyone? There's only one in there that's not there. What is that? Attack, right? And it doesn't work against bosses. Why would you do that? Like, what's the point of that? Ignores 10%. Like, just do ignores 10% of defense. Why did you have to make it support, defense, and HP? So weird. I don't know. Whatever. It's a good skill still. I'm not mad at it. It's just really funny they chose to only use it on certain heroes. All right. Increase ally accuracy. Don't care. We have Mithrala and Drex and a whole bunch of other people that can do that. So I like him. He's weird, but I do like him. And I think he can do a ton of damage. Probably a really good nuker, and he can keep himself alive. So he'd be good for Scarab because he can just keep regenerating himself with. You could probably just A1 yourself, A1 the Scarab King down with this one skill alone. He's going to heal himself and put a shield up on him every time. So yeah, there you go. He's basically what's his name? That guy we just went through. Verl, was it Ver? What the hell's his name? I don't remember. Virgil, whatever his name is. That guy. He's basically this is Virgil when he takes his armor off, basically, is what he is. Let's see. Do people like him? Yeah, people like him. I like him. I think he's cool. I would build him. Apothecary, we don't need to go over. He's amazing. Build him as soon as you get him. Avenger, I don't really like her. She's not terrible. We haven't built her yet completely. She's got a decreased defense. She attacks at random, and she's got a critical hit skill. She's not bad, but she ultimately failed for me in Faction Wars, so I didn't build her. I wouldn't recommend her, but you can probably do something with her. Elhane's amazing. I would build her basically when you get her if you don't have any heroes that are good because she's great for arena. She's good for damage. She's a great all rounder. So yeah, if you just need damage hitters that can campaign farm or whatever, yeah, she's great. Adjudicator, I think, is whatever. She's got heal reduction on her A1. She's got decreased turn meter, so that's good. And increased cooldown of skills. She's good for bosses. If you need turn meter manipulation, you could probably use her on Spider. You could probably use her on you can use her on that. You can use her on Fire Knight. Pretty much anything that has to do turn meter drop, right? Because but it's only 20%, and it's on a 4-turn cooldown. So it's basically if you're getting to the point where your team just can't kill Fire Knight or Spider without them getting an attack, you could bring her in as like a third or fourth. Would I recommend doing it? No. She might be that 20% might be just all you need to get somebody else in there, like a Yakarl, who can take down the turn meter fully and then start the rotation again. So yeah, if you need it, great. If not, I probably wouldn't build her. Eris, great for clan boss. She has counterattacks and stuff, but only if you're doing unkillable, I believe. I don't think she's great for other stuff. We haven't done her champion spotlight yet, still, because I haven't put her in a gear set that I'm actually happy with. So yeah, she's actually not bad, but Not for my account. She doesn't really help me out. She's good for like little things like the city and stuff. But even there, I have plenty of high elves that I would use over her. Magister, he's basically the wussy version of Apothecary. He's got good reviews. I think he's got, was it Revive on Death, right? Yeah, Revive on Death. So he can't even revive someone. He just has to revive them if they die. But he's not bad. I mean, if you don't have a reviver, he's better than no reviver. Let's put it that way. So he's your secondary if you don't have a reviver. Here you go, Fencer. Fencer's really strong. I actually really like her. She's got a decreased speed. She's got a stun, turn meter drop, right? Steals turn meter. She actually steals the turn meter, which is good. Attacks all enemies and has a 75% chance of placing a 30% decreased defense debuff, so that's good. Yeah, she's a good early game hero. I would build her if you don't have anyone else and you just happen to pull her. Hyria is still amazing to this day. She's got ally attacks. She's got poisons. She's got really good skills, and yeah, she's on my Hydra team. What am I talking about? She's on my clan boss team as of literally right now, a year and a half into the game, and I use her, and we do about 30 plus million on Nightmare. So yeah, I do like her, but yeah, I'll leave that up to you. She's the reason we beat Faction Wars, because as soon as I built her, we were able to kill the boss because she's just so good at single target damage. Prosecutor, she attacks one enemy 2 times. Attacks all enemies, does decreased speed, and then this has target turn meter reduction, so that's good. Attacks one enemy 3 times. She's a great early game Fire Knight hero, and if you're having trouble in High Elves, you could definitely build her. I actually was going to build her in the beginning, but then I ended up getting sidetracked, and I ended up beating High Elves anyway. So because you got Apothecary, you got Arbiter, there's so many High Elves that you can just use. Medicus, same thing. She's basically in the same boat as Prosecutor. You could use her. She's got an attack on attacks what about 2 times? There you go. One hit. Speak correctly. Attacks all enemies. Has a 50% chance of placing decreased speed, so that's good. And she also places a increased defense buff and a 15% increased speed buff. So she's not great. She basically has some skills. You could use her if you need a speed up hero and some defense and some support. Otherwise, yeah, you could probably find better. I would say Prosecutor's better than her, though. Interceptor, I don't even know what she does. Decreased speed debuff for 2 turns on A1, that's not bad. Attacks one enemy, has a 45% chance of placing a sleep debuff for 2 turns. Yeah, I don't care about that. Decreased turn meter of all enemies by 50%. That's not bad. But that's more like a wave clear thing, but you should just be killing them fast. So unless you have this, it's funny because for me, this skill actually gets better the further along in the game you get, because that's when something like this might be useful, but it's on a 5-turn cooldown. So yeah, no, I have better choices. Reliquary Tender, we don't need to go over her. She's amazing. Everyone loves her. She's basically a legendary. So yeah, build her. She's the apothecary of rares in the void section. So yeah, if you get her, build her. She's got a revive. She's a great hero. Selena Nightcloak, awesome hero. She's got HP burns. I can't use her, but unfortunately, but she's got great skills. She has what is it? Her A1 is what is this? Heals. She heals herself and does HP burns. Well, she heals herself when she attacks somebody under HP burn, but she also can increase HP burns, and then she can attack 3 times at random and throw an HP burns up. Yeah, and she also boosts her turn meter each time an HP burn debuff is activated. So I feel like this lady is awesome. I think she's going to have, like, if you build her, I think she's like to insane damage. I have a feeling you're going to have an amazing hero right here. Like literally one of the best heroes in the game. Like that's how good I think she is from just reading her kit. So yeah, definitely she's got survivability. She's got HP burns. Yeah, it's just sick hero. I love it. Aristocrat. She's got hero reduction and a weaken, so we'll probably just skip her. We don't need her. Jaeger. Decreased speed and has a freeze debuff. The speed ain't bad for bosses. I wouldn't be mad. Elfguard is really good for stuff. She's got decreased attack and she decreases enemies turn meter by 50%, and it'll be on a 2-turn cooldown. So yeah, she's easily amazing hero. She probably has good reviews. I guarantee it, Raj. Not bad for a uncommon. I would use her for Fire Knight or Spider if you need someone who can do turn meter drop. So yeah, I think she's good. I would build her if you need it. Her and Armiger are basically turn meter monsters. So you could probably early game turn meter drop Fire Knight and Spider with these two, with her and Armiger. Oh, that was it. She's the last one. There's no uncommons. Is that what we're saying here? Oh, in the no comments. That's what it was. All right. So there you go, man. That's all of them. That's all the ones. And then and this guy's pretty cool. I mean, he's badass. So there you go. That's all of the high elves and my opinions of them on my first look at them. Remember, I don't look at these guys often. I'm just going by what I've seen, what I've personally experienced as far as which heroes don't help me and which ones do, and which ones I fight and which ones kind of give me trouble when I'm attacking them. So if I'm having trouble beating them, that means they're probably pretty good. So yeah, that's it for today. If you guys have any questions or if you have any things, if you have places where you use these heroes that I just don't know about, or maybe combos that I'm not used to seeing, then feel free to leave a comment. I'm sure somebody out there is going to hate that I don't like a certain hero, so that's fine. Remember, these are opinions. It doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. I can't be wrong on an opinion. I can, however, be wrong on facts. So that you can totally, crap on me for. I'm fine with that. But there you go. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comments aplenty. We do have a live show coming up every week. Sorry. So yeah, come check it out, hang out, and enjoy the day. So this is the High Elves Faction quick walkthrough. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and you guys take care.